So, Zach, why do you want to be a training assistant?
I want to be a training assistant because I originally came from a teaching background, which means that I'm really invested in being able to help others and being able to make sure that others can succeed. I want to make sure that I can help other representatives with us succeed, not just at keeping their jobs and doing well at their jobs, but I want to make sure that they know how to truly do their jobs in a way that it isn't a tedious task for them. They actually are invested in doing their jobs really well, succeeding at it, succeeding in the business, and doing a great job with that, as well as if they want to be able to move up at any point or into any other position, that they know how to do that and that they have somebody there that they trust and they really know will help them move up as well and get them the tools that they need to succeed at being able to move into any role that they want moving forward. I also want to make sure that they know that there's somebody there that can help them succeed to a point where it's fun to come to work and they can take that out into the rest of their life and succeed there, whether it's going to be with their family, provide for their family, not have to be stressed outside of work about what they're doing there, and take that out into their own world. From there, I also want to make sure that I can share my knowledge that I've gathered during my years at T-Mobile and be able to use my experience both as a tech rep as well as a tech expert and an account specialist, as well as all of the different roles I've done during interim and TCC and the different things I've done at work, and share that knowledge that I've gained and share the experiences of other reps that I've worked with so that they know what they need to succeed and can rely on that knowledge and use it to build their own success from there. Beyond that, I want to make sure that I'm helping the business as a whole. I really believe in T-Mobile and think that we're a great company, and I want to be able to make sure that my representatives are helping other representatives to succeed as well, and that we're doing an awesome job with our customers and bringing more customers and more success and spreading that happiness and that joy and that successful business model throughout the business and into other companies as well.
What do you believe to be important behaviors when interacting with new hires and or existing reps when in a training capacity?
Working with existing or new hire reps, the most important thing to begin with is to make sure that you're establishing a culture of trust and respect with them. They need to know that you're somebody that's safe to come to with any kind of questions that they have, and that when they do that, you're going to be there for them to support them more than anything else. Really important to be positive with those representatives. You want to make sure that you're building them up, and that's the main thing that I'm there to do, is to build them up and to work with the successes that they have. Good analogy for that I've seen is basically if you're teaching somebody to climb a tree, what you want to do is you don't just want to climb up the tree and then pull them up there. You want to actually let them climb the tree and let them find the way, maybe give them some hints of where to reach or where to step, and be there to support them in case they do fall. That's how I want to be able to train my reps, whether they're new hires or existing reps. I want to make sure that I'm there supporting them, that they know that I'm there for them and that I believe in them. Super important to do that because they do have a desire to learn. They want to be able to know that information. They have a lot of information that they bring with them already, and I need to make sure that I'm always supporting that knowledge they already have and how to be able to further that with the goals that we have and with the new training that they're learning. While I'm doing that, I want to make sure I'm being super respectful to them. I know that they want to learn already, and I know that they're going to be working hard at that. So if there is something that's difficult, I'm going to be positive about it, letting them know what they're doing awesome so that they feel good about themselves, and what they need to learn or are struggling with is going to come along with that, as long as I'm giving them the suggestions and giving them the tools that they need to be able to learn. Along with that, they know that they're not going to be perfect at everything right off the bat. And so I'm going to make sure that I am showing them that it's a risk-free environment. They have time to learn, they have time to grow, and I believe that they will do that successfully if they have somebody that's being positive with them, somebody who's excited about seeing them grow and seeing them learn. From there, I'm going to make sure that I am giving that feedback, because we can't just say you're doing awesome all the time, especially if they are struggling. They need to know how to grow. They need to know what they still need to learn, and they aren't going to grow if they aren't getting some feedback, but it can be positioned positively and given in a way that they know that we're still there for them and we know they're going to succeed once they get this information. Other than that, I'm just going to make sure that I'm always looking at what I've done as well. I'm getting that feedback myself and I'm implementing it. I want to make sure I'm continually growing and I'm doing a better and better job with my reps to help them succeed towards the goals that they have.
All right. What are your qualifications for this role?
I have a ton of qualifications that are specifically towards this role. When I went to college, I chose to go into a teaching degree because I wanted to be able to help people succeed at life. I want to do the same at this business. I want to be able to make sure that I can help our representatives succeed at whatever their goal is here. And so as a teacher, I was trained to do a lot of things that we do in the corporate training world as well. I was trained to identify needs with individuals, identify what they succeed at, and how to help them succeed where they aren't so far. I've been able to also be trained at the different learning styles, which are super important when we're working with people, because we can't teach one way and hope that everybody understands what they were supposed to learn. I know how to be able to teach to auditory learners, visual learners, verbal learners, as well as kinesthetic learners. I know that I can write on a board, I can show them something. While I'm talking, I'm making sure that they're hearing what's going on and then asking questions so that I get that feedback and answering the questions that they come up with, because I know that people, especially in adult learning classrooms, aren't just being difficult when they're asking questions or when they're challenging what I'm saying. They're trying to fully understand it, and they're trying to make sure that I know what I'm talking about and that I'm teaching them correctly. I also know that hands-on is a really good way of being able to do that. I can't just tell you how to be able to look at the billing or how to be able to fix a situation. I've got to be able to give you those situations, have you go through experiencing and practicing those on your own as well. And I've been trained to do all of this for years. Since then, since I've come to T-Mobile, I've continued doing that while working with our TCC classes, while being an interim senior, going through Magenta University and Intro to L&D. I've done all these programs so that I can fully understand our business and what I'll be teaching our representatives to do. I've also been a tech care rep and succeeded at doing that very well. I have very high resolution rates, great scores, now up scores, but they were the VOC while I was doing them. And I know a lot of different resolution, any subject or any questions that would come in. I would either have the answer for that or be able to find the answer and get back to my customers. After that, I moved into being a techs rep, and I'm an account specialist with that right now. I've also done a great job there. I can go through the bills, break those down, find those promotions, see exactly what's going on with somebody's bill, and either get it corrected or explain what's going on with those bills. And I'm great at helping my other representatives do that as well and make sure that they can understand the billing breakdowns and know how to portray that through to our customers so that they understand. Beyond that, I'm great at being able to sell to our customers. And I'm not selling things that our customers don't need. I don't believe in doing it unethically like that. And I know that our center has never wanted to do it that way either. So what I am great at doing is identifying the plan that's going to work for our customers, currently that T-Mobile One, and seeing where it's going to save them or at least give them more value for the money that they're spending. I'm also great at being able to get the right devices for customers so that they're not going to be calling back in with issues, but that we're also going to be growing our revenue and creating those long-term customers that see the value in the service that we're providing. While I know that myself, I also know how to be able to train my other reps how to do the same thing and help them be successful at everything that they're going through and everything that they're learning to do and how to portray that to their customers. Beyond that, as far as coaching specifically, I know how to be able to identify these strengths with our representatives. My main thing is building on these strengths. I believe if you build on the strengths, you're going to have a lot less areas where they need to be able to improve, and we can create these action plans around boosting up what they're great at so that they become better at the things where they do have opportunities. Especially through Magenta University, I did a lot of research on the different coaching styles, the different learning styles, and how to be able to coach to my different reps to make sure that they're successful and we're successful as a business as a whole.
Why should you be selected, and what do you bring to the table to help our department succeed?
I should be selected for this position because we already have such an amazing training team here that I want to be able to go ahead and join you guys and make that training team even better with the knowledge that I have that I can bring into the team here. I have an immense love for training people, teaching them and helping them to use what I know and the tools that I can provide to them along with all that knowledge that they already have and succeed. And I want to make sure that I can do that here. I have a lot of knowledge that I bring from my technical background, as many of us do within the building, but I've also got that techs experience where I've been doing this job for a long time now, going into accounts, learning the different areas of the business that we're going to be training a lot of reps to work with as well. And I can bring all that together into the training team. I know we've been developing the curriculum and building on it since the first team and the second team went through, and I can bring a lot more into that as well to make sure that the trainings that we're doing are as good as possible and those reps are hitting the road and hitting the floor ready to go when they move into training, out of training into the tech's position, whether they're new hires or the reps that we're moving over from PDA. I also have an immense appreciation for what reps do well, and I can identify their successes and make sure that I help build them up from there. I think that's one of the most important things that I can do is show them how to succeed and make sure that I take what they're succeeding at and run with that. I have a huge dedication, and the main thing that I bring to this team that's going to be kind of my success and what I can lend to the team to help already what's going on is my dedication. If there's something that I don't happen to know the answer for or how to resolve, I'm going to find that answer. I always follow through on what I'm working on and what I'm going to do. And if the training team has questions, or if I have questions, or our reps have questions, I'm going to find those answers and make sure we have the most practical and the most useful answers that we can get to them to help them succeed. I also take feedback, and I take it very well, and I execute on that feedback and make sure that I'm bettering myself so that I can help my team and I can help our reps succeed and do an awesome job there.
What has been your biggest career achievement to date that you are most proud of?
I've been at T-Mobile for a long time. I've been here about 4.5 years, so it's difficult to choose just one thing that I'm proud of while I've been here. I've done an awesome job achieving high stats while I've been on the floor. But beyond that, I've got my Magenta University. When I went through that, I'm proud of being selected as one of the finalists to go through and continue after that final project that I did. I'm also really proud of doing interim and being an interim senior, especially this last year when I was interim with Moeller's team. I was able to lead that team from being on the bottom of the second page up to being in the top 5 team that month, and really turn that team around and make sure that they were succeeding like they had been in the past. So I'm proud of that one. Also very proud of just the one-on-one coachings that I've done with individuals that I've stayed with over time and worked on, especially IOCR is one of my main focuses that I did with a lot of reps. I love seeing them succeed, turn their IOCR from the mid-20s down to being in the teens. It's great to see. Probably the thing I would say I'm most proud of, though, is working with a TCC class, actually. I worked with Kyle and Small's TCC class that actually became the top performing class at that time, breaking all the records that had been set before. While I was working with them, I was able to identify the different learning styles and identify how those representatives needed feedback and be able to go ahead and pull them, give them that feedback and coach to those different styles and the needs that they had. And I was being able to basically see the successes and boost them up from there, get them the tools that they needed to move forward and be able to be the best reps that they have. And actually one of the reps in that class, we had Robert Sanford, who is an amazing rep, as everybody knows, was the best in the nation. And even in that class, we could identify that.
Training assistants may be asked to work any hours the center is open. What schedule limitations do you have?
I'm ready to join this training team, so I don't have any schedule limitations.